Hi, I'm Kira. Welcome back to the channel. This is yoga for desk workers. So a lot of us have jobs that require us to sit long hours at a desk focusing, which, like any repetitive movement pattern can take its toll on the body. But the good news is yoga is here to help. So this sequence I've designed for you to open up areas that specifically get kind of contracted or tight when we're working at a desk. So this will really focus on lengthening the spine, creating space across the chest, and also opening up all the major joints of the body. So I'm so happy that you're here. You won't need too much for today. Yoga mat, of course. And then you may want to have 2 blocks and then also a nice cushion because we're going to end with a heart opener to feel some space across the chest towards the end. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and like the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you on the mat. Okay, let's begin seated. And have your props nearby. You might want to use blocks if you normally work with them. And then also have a pillow. I have a yoga bolster here. If you don't have one of those, you could grab a pillow from your couch, something that's kind of, got a little bit more support to it, a little more thickness. And come into a comfortable seat. So you might sit up on that cushion or on a block so your spine can be tall. And then roll your shoulders back, draw your crown of head over your tail and close your eyes or soften your gaze. Taking a moment, just sitting, breathing, dropping into this present moment. Take a deep inhale. Smooth exhale through your nose. 2 more like that, deep inhale. Smooth exhale. Inhale as if from the tip of your tailbone up to the crown of your head, smooth exhale out. And then slowly flutter your eyes open if they're closed. And we'll come into some circular movement right from our seat. So circling your torso, breathing through that movement and letting these circles start to stretch and open the sides of your waist and your hips. And then reverse the direction of the circle. And you could do this with eyes open or eyes closed, whatever's more comfortable for you. Just keep the breath flowing through whichever choice you make. Find a tall seat once again. Reach your arms up, big inhale. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your head. Sit tall and lean your skull back into your hands. Let this start to unlock and open your shoulders and upper back. Big inhale. Smooth exhale. A few more cycles of breath. Really letting go, leaning the skull into the support of the hands. If you sit at a desk for long hours looking at a screen, this shape might not be the most comfortable thing you've ever done, but we are restoring balance to the upper spine here. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly come up and release the arms. Make your way onto hands and knees, tabletop position. Shoulders over your palms, hips over your knees. And we'll come into some wrist stretches to start. So turn your fingers to face out on either side and just shift side to side. beginning to bear weight on your wrists. If you work at a computer, you might be dealing with something called mouse hand. So if we hold our hand in the same position, clicking, 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 it can lead to a lot of tension in the hand, but fear not. Yoga is here to help. Bring your hands back under your shoulders and then turn the insides of your wrists to the front edge of your mat. If that's too much, both at once, you can do this one at a time. And then gently rock forward and back. Be gentle with this. A little bit of pressure goes a long way for many of us. And breathe. So you lengthen and open the carpal tunnel zone of your wrists. And then turn the fingertips back to face forward. Turn the top of one hand down. A little gentle pressure over the top of the wrist. Again, a little bit goes a long way. The wrists, I don't want to say are delicate, but they're a complex structure of joints and bones. We want to be gentle here. Shake it out and switch. Top of the opposite hand down. A little bit goes a long way. And then shake it out. Cat and cow. So spread your fingers. Look for little slices of mat between your fingers. And then as you inhale, drop your belly down, gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep this going on your own. You might freestyle the movement a little bit, taking hip circles, letting your head and your neck follow the line of that movement, but just move your spine in any way that feels natural and good to you as you start to unlock some space. And then come back to tabletop. Bring your knees together now, toe and ankle stretch. So we stretched the wrists, now we're gonna move things down to the feet. So tuck your toes, and then start to walk your hands back to sit hips to heels. And for a lot of us, this might not be possible. If that's giving you a lot of sensation, keep your hands down, okay? And if you can, sit hips to heels, look back and see that that pinky toe is also anchored down. It's a sneaky pinky toe. And breathe. We're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. I don't have a clock, but I'm gonna feel it. So we're opening the undersides of the feet. If we sit for long periods and wear shoes all the time, the feet can get a little bit lazy. So these stretches are here to wake them up. Just a few more seconds. Breathing, meeting the present moment with whatever stimulation you're feeling in your feet. And let it go. Good. Slide back onto hands and knees, untuck the toes. So bring the top of the feet down. See if you can sit hips to heels. That might be more than enough. If that's too much, just sit, take some ankle circles. We're going to come into an ankle stretch. Start to walk the hands behind the hips if you can. And then if there's no pain in the knees, try to lift them up, compressing the front of your ankle joint. And breathe. And it's okay if your pose doesn't look like mine. I've been doing this a very long time. Again, a little bit goes a long way, stretching the ankles. Breathe into what you find here. And then release. Come back to hands and knees. So just take some little pitter patters, top of the feet on the mat, getting the blood flow back to the feet. That was cathartic. Okay, lizard lunge rocks. You might use your blocks at this juncture. You're going to step your right foot outside of your right hand. Blocks bring the floor to you. They're a very useful tool. This is such a great way to lengthen your psoas, your hip flexor group, which can get very shortened when we're sitting all day, in the complete opposite position from this. So shift back now, lengthen your front leg, inhale. Exhale, rebend, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. 2 more, moving with breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge, back to all fours. We'll switch. So bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Sink into that lunge. Here we go. Inhale, shift back, lengthen. Exhale, rebend, lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lunge. Lengthen. And lunge. Last one, lengthen. And lunge. Come back to tabletop. Clear your blocks out of the way. We'll come into cobra now on the belly. Baby cobra, Bhujangasana. So lower down to your belly and bring your hands next to your ribs and pull your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen the back of the neck as you drop your forehead down. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. And then inhale, pull your chest forward and up. Baby cobra, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, shoulders pull away from ears. Exhale, lower. One more, lift. Hold it, hover the hands an inch off the mat. Really firm the elbows into the side waist, mid-back. Strengthening here. Feel your tailbone reach towards your heels. One more breath in. Breath out, lower down. Tuck your toes. Lift your kneecaps, so feel your quads fire up. Or moving into a plank now. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, press up, plank. Plank pose. 5 breaths, shoulders right over your wrists, gazing forward. Heels over the balls of the feet. We're about 2 breaths in. If you do need to drop the knees, that's okay. But if you can, stay up, stay up. Shoulders and hips in line. Core active, spine toning here. One more inhale. Exhale, down dog, lift the hips up and back. And just pedal through your legs, nice and easy in this first down dog of your practice. And then walk your feet to your hands. Forward fold, top of your mat. Soften your knees and roll up to stand, stacking your bones. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Standing tall, standing steady and still. We'll come into a side bending series. I'm going to turn to face you just so you can see this better. So have your feet right under your hips and bring your right arm out to the side. So I'll mirror you. And then just let your fingers drizzle down here. Shoulder moves away from the ear. And then you'll drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And you'll keep side bending towards your left as if you're sliding down a wall. Really letting go in the right side of your neck. About 5 more breaths here. Just sinking into it. Feel the opposition of your extended hand pulling you away as your skull pulls you in the other direction, lengthening the neck. And I know this looks very bizarre, but it's really effective, I promise. Slowly rise up, use your core to pull yourself back up. And then just pause in the center. Awake and aware to any shifts. Perhaps you feel longer or taller on one side. So let's balance that out, yeah? Bring the other arm out to the side. You're going to drop right ear to right shoulder. And imagine I'm pulling your extended hand and your head is pulling in the other direction, opening up space in the neck. Start to drop into that side bend. About 5 breaths from here. Every exhale just dropping you a little deeper into that side bend. And if this is challenging, that makes sense. A lot of us have a tightness in the side body, especially if we're sitting a lot, and we got to restore that space and length. See if you can release another layer in your head and neck. And then like a pulley, draw yourself back up tall. Head on top of spine. Roll your shoulders back. Beautiful. And then come to the top of your mat. If you're not already there, standing back bend. So with your feet hips width distance, bring your hands to your lower back and roll your shoulders back. Feel your inner thighs rolling in and back. That'll plug in your legs, and then drop your tailbone. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, arc back, shift your gaze up. 3 more breaths from here. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Slowly come up. Head is the last thing. Relax the arms by your sides. And then step your feet as wide as your mat. So we're bending our spine in all the ways it can bend. We'll do a wide forward fold now. Reach your arms up. Deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. You can bend your knees if you need. And just hang over the legs. If you have the flexibility, you could take yogi toe lock. Peace fingers around your big toes, bowing your elbows out. But wherever you are, feel more weight in your toes than in your heels. Let the forward bend bring you forward and lengthen the back of your legs. If you have the toe lock, release it. Bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, come up with a flat back and a hopper step your feet together. All right, let's get the blood flowing. We'll do 3 rounds of sun salutations, Surya Namaskar A. And I'll give you some options here if you're newer to this set of movements. So from Tadasana, shoulders back, chest proud. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to plank pose. Now you can either press from plank right to down dog or take chaturanga, maybe modify, drop the knees, send the elbows straight back. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, gentle back bend. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths for this first hold. Come onto the balls of your feet. Ground your hands, lift your hips up and back. Yeah, so really feel on the tiptoes, like the hips lift up and away from the ground. Lengthening the side waist. Walk your dog. Feet walk to hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale the arms up. Palms to prayer. Mountain pose, Tadasana. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step to plank. Your choice, chaturanga to cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, soften your knees. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift, top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Palms to prayer. A mountain pose. Last one, building heat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step to plank. Your flow, your way. Chaturanga to up dog or cobra. Press back, downward dog. 5 breaths here. Spread your fingers, really root your hands. If you like being on your tiptoes, you can keep working with that. Feel that lift the hips up and away, and eventually heels reach for the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, soften your knees. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift and folds. Inhale the arms up. Palms to prayer. Mountain pose. Find your breath. Settle into stillness. And just observe the poses working on you. If we sit at a desk, the case is probably that we're multitasking quite a lot, doing many things at once. And your yoga practice can invite you into a simpler mode, just focusing on one thing at a time. From here, step your feet at least hips width distance. Next, inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Feel your hips pulling back as your fingers reach away from you in opposition. Keep breathing. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Lift the chest. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. From here, slide your left toes back for low lunge. Back knee lowers down, arms up, Anjaneyasana. And find your steady center here. Maybe widening the stance, firming the inner thighs together. And then draw the arms down, reaching forward. Low lunge with twists. Inhale, twist open to the right. Exhale, close. Inhale, twist open, ground your front heel. Exhale, close. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, close. Both hands down to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee. Wide-legged forward fold is where we're headed. So you're going to crawl to the left, parallel your feet. And then get comfortable. If your legs are long, you might need a wider stance. You might need to support your hands with blocks and then just fold over your legs. I'm not going to, so that I can talk to you here. But relax your head and neck here as best you can. And feel your inner thighs moving away from you. See if that can ground your outer feet. One more inhale. And exhale. From here, crawl along the long edge of your mat to face the back. Low lunge to the back. Lower the back knee, reach the arms up, Anjaneyasana. So now we're facing the back of the mat. We'll repeat all those movements and circle back around. So bring your arms down. Feel your front heel stamping down. Inner thighs firm, steady base. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, hands together, close. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, arms together. Inhale, twist. Exhale, arms together. Hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. Crawl your way to that wide-legged forward fold. This time, just bend one knee and then the other. Kind of lizardy movement, opening your hips and all the joints of your legs. And then find stillness, wide-legged folds. About 5 breaths here. Ground the feet. Feel your weight more in your toes than in your heels. Any variations with your hands are welcome. Maybe the arms are dangling or reaching for your ankles. And the value of repetition in our practice is we get to come back to the same place and look for some small shifts. One more breath in this pose. And then you'll start to climb your way back to the front of your mat. Step back to plank and lower your knees down. Tabletop once again. From here, lower down to your forearms. Interlace your fingers. And see that your hips are stacked over your knees. We'll come into cat and cow on your forearms. This is one of my favorite low back release moves. So as you inhale, arch your spine, cow pose. Exhale, spine rounds, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take a few more cycles. So I have many students who work in offices, and I'd say one of the chief complaints I hear is my low back is so tight. That and hips. So this is a really good one to invite some movement into the lower back. Take this back to child's pose now. Hips back to heels, forehead to mat or to a block. Feel your tailbone reaching back and your fingers reach forward. And see if you can experience some breath in your low back in this shape. Like your breath is expanding the skin of your lower back. And then slowly shift forward, back to tabletop, hands and knees. Thread the needle, beautiful shoulder and mid-back opener. Reach your right arm up, inhale. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath the left. Bring your cheek down to the mat. If it doesn't comfortably reach, you can place a block under it. And then reach your left arm up. Take an inhale. Exhale, like swimming, reach that arm toward the front of your space. And feel some length through that left side lat and armpit. Two more deep breaths. And then make your way back to all fours. We'll switch. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Cheek to mat, right arm reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, swim the arm forward. A few more cycles of breath here, unwrapping space in your shoulders, in your spine. And then come back to tabletop. Camel pose, Ustrasana. So you're gonna come to stand on your knees. If you've got sensitive knees at all, you could always fold your mat over, give yourself some more cushioning. And come to stand on your knees, bringing your hands to your lower back. So we'll do 2 rounds of camel. I'll give you some options here. This is an incredible heart-opening back bend. And the antithesis of doing this all day. So it's magic pose if you work at a desk. Roll your shoulders back. Start to pull the elbows together. And feel your inner thigh muscles firming together as your tailbone drops. So long spine, steady base. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, arc back, shift your gaze up. A few more breaths in baby camel. The head does not have to drop back. This is just like our standing back bend in our warm-up. One more breath. Slowly come up. Relax the arms. Just take a moment. So we have one more of those, camel. You could repeat what we just did, or maybe progress to full camel. Ustrasana. So this is basically a deeper expression of what we just did. Some people like to tuck their toes so the heels are more available to grab onto as we arc back. Okay, so we have many choices. Bring your hands, ooh, sorry plant. Bring your hands to your lower back. Drop the tailbone. Good, and think of like doing the limbo. It's that kind of movement of the spine. So inhale, lifting the breastbone. Exhale, arcing back, leaning back. Maybe the hands catch the heels and the head drops back to open the throat. Try to take 5 breaths here. Flowing breath through wherever you are. Feeling the rib cage expand. And slowly, slowly come up. Head is the last thing. Sit back, hips to heels, or any way that's comfortable to sit, and just let that settle. Back bends, especially deep ones like Camel, are physiologically energizing for us. They can sometimes invite a rush of heat. So just notice what's present for you. Practicing doing one thing at a time. A useful, forgotten skill. I have to work on it all the time. So let's find our way to seated now on our bums. We'll open the hips, Gomukhasana legs. So cross your right leg over your left. Traditionally, the knees are going to be stacked in this position. That's not always so friendly for everyone's knees. So if that doesn't feel good, just Sukhasana, cross-legged seat. That works great too. So sitting tall in your spine, lengthen up, inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward, crawling the hands forward. Any amount, and drop your chin to your chest. About 5 breaths. This pose targets our outer hips. So deepen your breath to meet the sensations you find here. Your breath has no form, so that means you can send it wherever it's needed. Slowly reverse your steps, come up. Let's untangle the legs. Take some windshield wipers with the feet to the floor. Whew, feel that one. Knees side to side, breathing, getting the blood flowing back to the joints after that bind. And then we'll switch sides. So now the left leg on top, Gomukhasana, or maybe just crisscross applesauce, whatever gives you a sense of ease now that you know you'll be here for 5 breaths. So start to crawl the fingers forward, drop into it. If you can, drop your chin to your chest, right? The back of your neck is part of your spine, and that'll get a nice stretch along with the rest of your spine if you release it and don't hold yourself up. Keeping the muscles of the face relaxed as you invite ease into the hips. Slowly start to come back up to seated. Untangle the legs. Take a few windshield wipers. And we'll come into reverse tabletop from here. Hands behind you. Fingers spilling out on either side of your mat. Squeeze your seat to lift your hips and chest. Inhale. Exhale, rocking forward and back. Pressing hips and chest up. Space across the pecs and the shoulders. And then lower the hips down. Very nice. From here, come onto your back. Simple spinal twist. So come onto your back, bring the knees into the chest, arms out to a T. And then just let your knees spill over to the right. If that feels like too much, you can extend the bottom leg. And then let your head turn to gaze towards your right hand so the neck is following the line of the spine in the twist. Flowing breath through this twist, massaging all the nerves in your spine, settling the nervous system down at the end of your practice. Gently come onto your back. And we'll switch sides, let the knees spill over to the right. Spinal twist, head gazes towards the left hand. Gently come onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Apanasana pose. Give yourself some rocks, side to side, massaging your lower back. And then come up to seated so we can set up for our final pose together. Now you'll need that cushion and you'll bring it the long way and place it at the base of your spine because you're going to lay back onto it. Now, very important that your head is supported here. So if your cushion isn't long enough, you might want to have a pillow there too, so your head isn't left behind. So you're going to bring the cushion to the base of your spine and then just start to lay back onto it. And let the arms fall by your sides, palms face up. You can extend the legs or have them bent. Bring chin to chest to lengthen the back of the neck and then set it back down. Take a deep inhale. Smooth exhale. Deep inhale from toes to crown of head. Smooth exhale. Deep inhale. Smooth exhale. Letting go. And as you breathe in this new shape, just notice where that cushion moves your breath. Notice the rising and falling of the breath at the navel, spacious belly breaths. Feel the breath rise into the chest with that cushion supporting your back and opening your chest and shoulders. You might even imagine oxygen just swirling around in your chest, bathing your heart and your lungs with fresh, oxygenated breath. If you have the time, I invite you to stay here for as long as your schedule allows. But if you're ready to move on with me, you'll slowly bend one knee and then the other, bringing the feet to the floor and your hands to the floor. Slowly press yourself up to seated. And find your way back to a comfortable seat. Join your palms to prayer at your heart. And bow the chin to the chest in a gesture of gratitude to this practice, to yourself for clearing some space in your mind and body on your mat. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. Until next time.